Welcome back. I hope you've starting to comment and think about what you're going to say with the coming interview with the great man, Arthur Sinodinos, AO, I might add, for his great work that he's done, not only for the Parliament under the great man, Mr. John Howard, but for Australia in general. We'll talk about that, and Vinny will certainly, Arthur's time in America as our ambassador. Arthur, welcome.
Thanks, mate.
May I welcome you to the table.
Good to see you.
Now, Arthur...
I feel overdressed. Look at these guys. What is this?
It's a coffee shop.
They said we're going to this fancy restaurant. There's going to be a slap-up meal. You're going to see all these nice
hey, look,
people.
You've got food.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, I must ask before Vinny, who I know is champing at the bit to open some questions to you, Arthur. But I know you're born in the Steel City, which I mentioned earlier, the wonderful Newcastle. Mum and Dad from there, or were they immigrants?
They were immigrants from Greece. In fact, my father came to East Sydney in 1945.
Right.
Now, I thought he just jumped off the boats, but apparently it was all legal because someone dug up his papers when I was industry minister.
Yep.
And so he came to East Sydney in 1945. He was going to set up like a fishing industry business.
Right.
But in the end, he got back into seafaring because he was a seafarer. Because the island he was from, Kefalonia in the Ionian Sea, you're either a farmer or you became a seafarer.
Right.
And so he went into seafaring. He was in the Pacific during the war on the merchant ships, and after the war he stayed out here, came to Sydney. My mum was from the same island. She came out in the early 50s. They were from the same area actually. Wow. The two families knew each other. So they got married in Newcastle. So my two siblings and I were born and grew up there. In those days, it was a bustling port, biggest, and it's still probably the biggest coal export port in the world. But it had the steelworks, which dominated the horizon in the harbour. So it was very much that mentality of where the Steel City, where the working class, the Labor Party really dominated Newcastle, as you can imagine. And it was always a sort of place where the hard scrabble city, up against the Silvertails from Sydney and all these other places. And so growing up for me, though, it was like perpetual sunshine. We had the beach, we had the sand, we had the surf.
And good fishing up there.
And just a feeling of, in those days at night, you leave the door open in the house, the neighbours, you knew all the neighbours. We just grew up I grew up in the 60s, a very different time to today, obviously. But I have very good memories of Newcastle. Every time I go back, I really enjoy it. I was there last year a few times. I'm going back hopefully on this trip to Newcastle. I always said to myself, if I ever retire or decide to write a book, Newcastle's the place to do it. You just go out there, look at the harbour, everything is so quiet. It's
Arthur,
magical.
I can feel a Sinodinos Boulevard coming up.
Oh, no.
Do you get that feeling?
Get rid of that Hunter Street and we'll have Sinodinos Boulevard. Great idea.
Boulevard is
Folks,
nice
thank you for that lead-in from Arthur, and again, we thank him for being here. He's a busy man. We'll be back in a moment, so get ready to make your comments, what you like, what you don't like. Vinny's going to eat some more so we can get a shot of all that happening. But Vinny's ready to ask some very fine questions of Arthur.